everyone, welcome back at Charlotte from At Charlotte's House. I am sitting in my new office. I couldn't be happier with it. I figured that it was about time I give you a little tour of the space, talk you through some of the projects that I did. I hope you enjoy. I figured we have a week left of voting, so it was about time to give you guys a real live tour of my Frog Tape Paint Over Challenge office. This is the finished space, and I don't know, I could not be more excited about it. If you remember, this space started out as sort of a lavender drop zone. It was filled with all of my stuff, and my biggest goal, aside from some of the aesthetics, was to create a place that would accommodate so much storage, because unlike our old house, I don't really have a shed to put all my stuff. So I needed a workspace that would accommodate photography and video. It would hold all my craft projects. It would hold all my craft supplies. So I really needed to combine what used to be like 3 spaces in the old house into this one tiny little room, and I couldn't be happier. So that was really my first goal. And then the challenge itself was for us to use paint and obviously painter's tape in as many ways as possible. And I'm really proud of all the things that I was able to accomplish in here just using paint. Let's start with the gallery wall. Those pictures are a tiny bit crooked. Come on, let's get it together, Charlotte. I need to put little rubber dots on the back of these, and that helps straighten them. But for now, I'm just gonna straighten them for you. So, as most of you know, we are renting, which means that I couldn't come in here and put up crazy architectural molding, but I did want to add some sort of a detail, and so I had the idea to use frog tape to tape off the molding here on the wall. You can see that I painted the wall with my favorite white dove, and then I went ahead and I taped off that molding pattern, and I simply used a glossy white right off the shelf. And it's a little hard to tell on camera, but in person, it's the perfect amount of contrast. And I love that it adds a little bit of interest to these 2 walls on either side. I knew from the very get-go that I wanted this back wall to be a really vibrant blue accent wall. I've sort of had that in my mind since, I don't know, for a while. I actually had it in my mind to do like blue built-ins, but that didn't work for this house. So I thought I'd bring that idea in here. So I taped off the wall for this. I usually don't actually need to tape off. I'm a pretty steady hand, but whenever I'm using a really bold color like this, I do add some tape just because I don't want to make any mistakes with such a dark color. So I taped off the corners, I taped around the window, and then I had this storage piece that I was able to paint in the matching blue. You can see that the shelf is a little bit in disarray. I'm doing a news segment next week, so I've pulled out one of the baskets, but you get the idea. Those white shelves are just from IKEA, so are the white bins. My friend Emily has an organizing company, Next Level Organizing, and she collaborated with me to help me make sense of all the stuff I had. So you can see on the bottom, I painted the bottom of those baskets with that same, literally the same paint, but that same blue. We have yarn in there, and then these bins are washi tape and ribbons. I had those lamps from the old house. These guys are one of my favorite details. I just used spray paint. I found a bunch of busts online at flea markets, thrift stores, wherever I could find them, and I just spray painted them in all the colors. And I pulled those colors from this rug. I love this rug. This rug is from Rugs USA. And then just another peek at the storage. I have all my faux succulents, ribbons, things like that. So I wanted the office to have a few kind of moments that were just decorative and fun, but obviously filled with lots of function. I have to write up a tutorial on this. I definitely wanted to wallpaper the ceiling, but remember, we're renting, so I was able to find a way to use regular wallpaper. This is not removable wallpaper, regular wallpaper on the ceiling in such a way that it should come right down. You can see that I swapped out the pendant light for that star that was hanging in a hallway in our old house. I got that round mirror at HomeGoods, and then this standing mirror is from IKEA. I didn't have this in the space when I photographed it. My goal is just to use that when I'm doing try-ons or something. I haven't used it yet, but normally that probably shouldn't be there. I was able to make over my existing storage unit. You'll see that the bottom one is missing because that's going to the news as well. But I literally painted the bins that I had in my old office. You can see they were black and gray. So I literally painted them the same wall color, and then I added some tassels, and I found that that was the easiest way to make over that existing storage piece. Let's come over here. This is another thing that Emily thought up, which is genius. She put all of my craft supplies in those jars. So we have glitter on the top, all my little baubles. I love it. Means I can have my Cricut out all the time. And then there's also loads of storage in here. I mean, can you handle it? So much storage. One of the things that I needed to consider is that I do a lot of video for my job, for the blog, and so I need to have a backdrop that isn't super crazy. And so if I set up my tripod here, I get a little bit of the storage there, but I don't mind it. So this creates a nice spot for me to work, have a camera running. So this is how I do my videos. Last thing I should point out, I reupholstered this chair. We had it in the old house. I got some vintage fabric from Etsy, and if I get up close, you can see that it has a really nice pattern to it. So I quickly reupholstered that. I used my favorite upholstery cheat. I just glued some GIMP on top so you don't need to make trim or anything. But I think that's everything. You can see that I'm already in the middle of a couple of projects. I couldn't be happier with this space. Everything about it makes me happy. I brought in a lot of stuff that I already had. And the only things that I bought for the space, I bought a pair of these white storage units. I bought some of these containers. Again, those are all from IKEA. I bought those heads, obviously, and then I spray painted them. Technically, I bought this rug, even though I had it before I heard about the challenge. I've always loved that rug. I bought those IKEA baskets. I bought that round mirror. And then I did buy that print and put it in a frame. But everything else I had all the artwork. I had these 2 chairs from World Market. I had this desk from IKEA. I had that bench from World Market. I had that storage unit in my old office. So it was a really fun way to repurpose lots of things that I already had. So I hope you enjoy it. Now comes the most important part. For the next week, you guys can vote every day for my space. This is considered a bold and eclectic office makeover. The winning space gets $10,000 to the charity of their choice. I have chosen the Amos House. They're in Providence, Rhode Island. They're a family and women's shelter. I helped create a space for them this fall. I was blown away by their mission. We got to meet some of the families. They do a little bit of everything in the community, and they are exactly the type of organization that I would love to support. And I certainly don't have $10,000 of my own to donate. So this is my goal, is to win the Paint Over Challenge so that I can somehow contribute to their mission. And I'd love you guys to help. So I have included a link in this video. If you click the link, you can vote every day. You do need to enter your email, but you can click the box that says you don't want to receive any information. That should do the trick. It's really easy. I really appreciate it. It only lasts for another week, and then I will stop bugging you. But I hope you enjoyed my office makeover. I am thrilled with it. I couldn't be happier with the way this space turned out. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Go vote!